It is Thursday, August 13th, 2026, and it has been a great day today, up over 5%, and even the chart looks really nice. I mean, it was kind of flat early in the morning, and then at market open, we just kind of exploded higher. Gave back a little bit of gains just to cool off a little bit, but then we held 200, broke new highs on the day, at least for my account. And we've been holding steady around here in the aftermarket. So there's a lot of news to get to. As you can see, a lot of top movers here. So I may or may not forget to mention a few things. I don't know. We'll see. But past week, I'm up 9.5%. Past month, I am still down 4.26%. Past 3 months, I am up 35.5%. Year to date, still down 11.36%, which is unfortunate, but I think we're going to finish off the year at least break even or in the green. That's just what I think. Past year, still down 9%, but of all time, up 555%. As you can see, new bank here up over 10% on the earnings reaction. So congratulations to anybody that bought Nubank right before the bell. Made a quick little gain. As you can see, the leveraged Robinhood ETF is doing very well, so I assume Robinhood is doing very well as well. However, the new, I guess we could call it a fund. It's actually structured as a BDC for some reason, RVII, which is Robinhood's new, I guess you could call it a fund. It IPO'd today, I believe. Yep, it listed today. Immediately crashed, I want to say 10%, so it immediately entered a correction, but it started gaining back a little bit. I did buy a little bit, just 10 shares, as a quick little trade just in case it gets back up to IPO price of 25. And then start squeezing, kind of like how RVI did. But I don't know about this one because this one's kind of structured weird. I don't know if I'm going to be building up a lot in this one. Maybe. But this is also one that could possibly pay a dividend because this is structured as a BDC. And for anybody that doesn't know, BDCs actually have to pay out 90% of their gains as basically a dividend to shareholders. Now, obviously, with RVII, it's not like a normal BDC that would usually invest in a loan or like interest-bearing assets, and then it pays out 90% of that interest and whatever income it gets. But this fund, I guess we could call it BDC, it has a bunch of very small startup companies that I assume don't pay a dividend, but it does have a cash balance that's generating interest. So maybe a little bit of dividends could come in, but it would mostly just be from the interest, I believe. So interesting structure that Robinhood's going with. Not sure how it's gonna end up, but we can at least trade it in the meantime while we figure it out. But we have Shopify, another great day. Shopify has been on a tear, up 8.75% in 1 week. In 1 month, up over 26%. So unfortunately, only have 35 shares. Good gain, 33%. But Shopify is one of those companies I wish I had a lot more of. Same thing with American Express. As you guys can see, for my options, we have my very small Wendy's covered call that paid for my Wendy's meal, basically. But we have IGV that is now in the money, and I am excited to. I'm excited for either outcome, whether it comes back down to 100 and just kind of consolidates and my covered call expires worthless, or if it stays above 105 and I have to get rid of 100 shares. It is what it is. It doesn't really matter to me because it was on margin, lots of profit, and I'm still keeping 10 shares. So, and I keep all the premiums. So it doesn't really matter to me what happens to IGV at this point. So I'm just happy about the gains. HOOG, a cash cure put, looks like it's doing good, but I believe I'm still slightly in a loss just because I rolled this one out, and then after I rolled it out, it started gaining a little bit, so that's why it looks like I made $400, but in reality, I'm still down like I want to say $100 or $200 unrealized. But I think HOOG, HOOG, could see 30 by the end of this year, at least 30. If Robinhood starts going on a tear, obviously HOOG is going to be and a leveraged move of that. So I'm not too worried about HOOG. Lemonade up 3.16% today, but my cash put still at a loss, even though it says $441 gain. Still at a loss, unfortunately, because if you guys remember, I sold this cash put a little while ago, and then it crashed, and then I rolled it, and now it's starting to gain. It's not as much profit as you guys are seeing, but we also still have the Nike cash put that I'm not worried about at all. Even if I get assigned on 100 shares of Nike, I mean, it's 100 shares of Nike at over a 4% dividend, so I'm not too worried about that. Not much to update when it comes to crypto. Solana, I think, has been making some big moves with, I want to say Western Union or MoneyGram. Western Union might be Ethereum, or maybe it's both. But I did see a post saying MoneyGram is now using Solana and like the blockchain technology. So that is good to see. It's always good to see legacy companies and the old guard adopt new technology and to stay relevant. But anyway, still have my $1,000 in USDG. We've got IGV that's up over 2.8% today. We have ICE that is up 2.5% today. QQQ is up 1.25%. Robinhood up 5%, of course. Nike up 1.78. Pepsi 1.6. Palantir also having a good day, up 4%. SoFi 2.5%. Lemonade up over 3%. Axon up over 2.5%. And a lot of my other smaller positions also doing very well. Speaking of positions doing very well, I should have bought some CAVA on earnings, man. It has done very well. I mean, right before earnings, it was trading at $60 a share. And then literally after earnings, it is now above 70. So I could have easily just swung this a little bit or sold the cash secured put, but it is what it is. I got 30 shares. And I mean, there's a ton of stocks that I want to buy, and CAVA is one of them, of course. But I wouldn't put it up there with American Express, Nike, Robinhood, stuff like that. I do love CAVA though; their bulls are amazing. Just a little update on my Roth IRA, still up big, well, relative to my overall value of the IRA, a big buying power position. As you can see, my top two positions are leveraged Robinhood and leveraged SoFi. I'm starting to build up a little bit of like leveraged crypto plays, just preparing myself for October and the end of this year going into 2027. I think crypto could see a bounce, so I'm going to slowly scale in there. Netflix having a good day today. I've got a little bit of the leveraged Netflix ETF, and I actually made a very small play in my Roth IRA here. I bought 10 shares of new right before earnings, and then on the earnings pump, I sold 9. So I almost got one free share, but it was only like $1 that I didn't get back. But it is what it is. I got one free share of Nubank in my Roth IRA. And in other Robinhood news, we actually finally have revocable trusts in Robinhood. Now it says offer ends September 11th. I'm not really sure what offer they're referring to. It's probably the 1% transfer bonus, but I'm not sure if that 1% transfer bonus applies to like our actual Robinhood brokerage account. And if we transfer that into a trust, they'll give us like a 1% bonus, because if that's the case, then I might actually consider it. Or if it's referring to an outside revocable trust you already have and you're just transferring it into Robinhood. But it is what it is. I might take a look at it to give you guys some more insight as to what it looks like when you actually open one. But yeah, we got revocable trusts. What I'm actually waiting for are irrevocable trusts and more like estate planning features for Robinhood Gold members, because right now I think it's only reserved for Gold Concierge, which is like the high net worth Robinhood customers. But in other news, we actually have Reddit here that will be included in the S&P 500. At least that's what the news said on X. And this is actually the Robinhood crypto app on the Robinhood chain. And I actually wanted to switch over to this app instead of the basic Robinhood app, because I actually like the vibe of this app a lot more. It kind of has like that early 2000s vibe to it with the font. but the color is also interesting, and it looks a little bit more simple than the main Robinhood app. But I really hope that tokenized trading comes to the US very soon, because I would love to use this app and this interface, because like I said, it looks amazing here with the Reddit font and Robinhood token next to it, and the actual chart itself, the different colors. But I have a feeling that when tokenized trading actually does come to the US and this app becomes more popular, Robinhood will just update it to something more modern and just take away all the character out of this. But I really do like this app the way it is, and I hope Robinhood doesn't change too much, or at least keep the font in the chart, because that's what I really like. In other earnings news, I actually wanted to mention this on the 10th. CRC did report earnings, and they had a little flash crash, which was interesting because you typically think of these big energy type companies as more stable, right? Higher dividend yield, low volatility is kind of how you would assume an energy stock to perform. But it crashed 12.5% as soon as earnings was announced, and then completely reversed all losses. So if anybody bought the crash, I mean, you're up 19% in one day on a high dividend yielding energy stock. So congrats to anybody that bought it, but I should have. And something that isn't stock market related, but is still kind of interesting and cool, is I actually became a founding member of the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art that is opening, I want to say September something, in Los Angeles. I can't wait to go check out the museum. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so when I heard that this was open and there was like a membership thing, I just had to sign up.